Okay, so let's talk about pig islet cells for type 1 diabetes. And I recently saw a YouTube interview by Justin from Diabetic, and he does a great job on that YouTube channel, with Michael Revland, who was actually diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when he was in the military. And Michael recently got a transplant in Chicago with pig islet cells in an encapsulated device. He was actually the first person in this particular study in Chicago. So Otsuka out of Tokyo has partnered with the University of Illinois at Chicago for this particular study. And here is the clinicaltrials.gov summary of the study. And it's in type 1 diabetes. There's a number of exclusions, and so you have to read through those if you're interested in the study. But they're looking for about 13 patients, and this will be a phase 1 study just to get it off the ground. So what they'll be doing is putting this device called OPF 310, which has the pig islet cells in it. The idea of the device is that it will protect the cells from being destroyed by the body. Part 1 will test 2 different doses of transplanted cells, both pretty low doses, and then Part 2 of the study will enroll additional subjects with higher doses of the islet cells. So just a couple of definitions here. You'll see the word porcine, which of course refers to pig. And you'll also see the word neonatal, which refers to newborn. That would be the newborn pigs, where they get the islet cells. And then the device itself, neonatal pig islet cells are placed in a device and laparoscopically placed in the omentum, kind of the fat tissue in the abdomen. No immunosuppressants are needed. Now these devices sometimes will get fibrosis around them or scar tissue, which is kind of a bad thing. If it gets blood supply around them, that's a good thing. That'll keep the cells alive. The device is very small. It's actually 10 millimeters by 24 millimeters in size, which is about an inch. Now it takes a while for the neonatal pig cells to mature, actually about 6 to 14 months for these early cells to grow up and become stronger. So it takes a while. And in fact, Michael is still on some insulin, but he's on a lower dose of insulin than he was on before the device was placed in his abdomen. Again, Michael was the first patient on the study, so he received a very low dose of the neonatal pig islet cells. Now note that the Otsuka study with encapsulated pig islets is different than the Eledon study with human cadaver cells and a new immunosuppressant called tegoprubart. However, both studies are happening in Chicago, so keep in mind that those are 2 different studies, both involving type 1 diabetes. Now, my 5-year-old granddaughter has type 1 diabetes, and she is hoping for an eventual cure for type 1 diabetes. There's a number of companies working on this right now, so it's actually pretty exciting. So check out the playlists on my Stephen Vig YouTube channel for more videos about type 1 diabetes. I've got several videos there now. Thanks for watching. This is Stephen Vig in San Antonio.